Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Madame Mariam Rajavi, for this wonderful gathering, distinguished guest. It's very, very beautiful to be great, forceful to be with you. But let me address my thoughts, first of all, to the friends of Camp Liberty, to the many men and women who are still captive there and threatened by the action of the Shia militias led by the Iranians. And they need to be protected, not only because they are protected person by the United Nations and the United States, but they need to be recognized the means for their protection. And therefore, an appeal, I think, should come up tonight from this wonderful hall to the international community and to the two main interlocutors, United Nations and United States, who have undersigned their responsibility for protecting them in order to give at the very least, the minimum means for their protection, restituting their possibility of defending themselves through the personal weapons that they used to have. The 2015 International Women comes at a very critical moment for our societies and our cultures. In a way never experienced before in modern times, two different but equally dangerous breeds of fundamentalists are challenging the very foundation of a peaceful and secure global order. They make every effort, these two fundamentalisms, they make every effort in showing absolute disregard for even the most elementary notion of humanity. They terrorize entire population with the most horrible executions, tortures, kidnappings, brutal punishment, stoning, chopping limbs and hands, suppression of religious and political freedoms. A vast international coalition is presently engaged in a crucial battle against the Islamic State. But we can only win that battle if there is a final victory of freedom and democracy in Iran. An effective response to Sunni and Shia jihadism can only emerge from the Muslim world itself. Those who embrace a tolerant, pluralistic, democratic vision for the society must take the lead. That was a conviction deeply rooted in Masoud Rajavi's political and moral teaching. Already in 1983, in a period of extreme violence for the Iranian theocratic revolution and repression against all political opponents, Masoud Rajavi described Islam with these prophetic words. A particular characteristic of Islam we believe in is its democratic nature. This Islam recognizes the rights of other religions, opinions, and schools of thoughts. And Madame Rajavi is admirably leading and sustaining the huge PMOI efforts to affirm religious freedom, separation of state and religion, gender equality in Iran and in the whole Muslim world. The Islamic fundamentalism is a common challenge for Western and Muslim societies, and increased awareness should be raised on the need to stop both Sunni and Shia extremism who march to conquer, subjugate, and terrorize entire population in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. The outstanding leadership expressed by Madame Rajavi, her immediate, unequivocal condemnation of terrorist attack in Paris in the name of Prophet, her courage in defending human values, give a special strength to the celebration of the International Women's Day, a day when our thoughts and prayer should be addressed first and foremost to the women, members of the PMOI, who have been killed or atrociously left without any medical assistance in Camp Liberty and before in Camp Ashraf. On this International Women's Day, our thoughts and prayers should go to those like Neda Aga Sultan, who was atrociously killed not only because she dared to demonstrate against a fake presidential election, or those like Renaye Jabari, hanged only because she wanted to protect her dignity as a woman and as a human being. It is their courage and their integrity that we must especially honor today. On this occasion so important for the memory of those who have campaigned for women's rights in Iran, let me recall an Italian writer, an outstanding Italian writer whose foresight and commitment was second to none. An Italian lady, Oriana Fallaci. Very soon, Oriana Fallaci became extremely worried by the Iranian Revolution and by Khomeini's interpretation of Islam. She missed no opportunity in denouncing the dangerous radicalism which had replaced the initial trust towards the democratic Iran. And their words still resound, and they quote them. "We must take position," said Oriana Fallaci. "Our weakness in the West is born of the fact of the so-called objectivity. Objectivity does not exist. The word is hypocrisy. Sometimes truth stays on one side only. The moment you give up your principles and your value, you are dead. Your culture is dead. Your civilization is dead, period." Oriana's encounter with Ayatollah Khomeini still remains as an extraordinary example of unconventional journalism and as a moment of truth. That was freedom of expression for Oriana Fallaci. That was her quest of truth of this great and free woman of our time. Thank you.